All right, welcome again, everyone. This is Breaker, Project Lead on Eclipse. I'm joined here by Andrew, Programming Lead on Eclipse. He just waved. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you here our progress for since our last update. To begin with, we had Tom Chilton come in from Blizzard, and we got to present our game to him in a little one-on-one session with our team and him, and we got some feedback, and these are some of the questions that he actually had for us. What happens when the same classes clash, as far as two hunters or two shamans from the different tribes going at it? How do you force the player to put themselves in danger by going into enemy territory? How do you actually force someone to go into unfamiliar or unfriendly territory, but make it fun at the same time and make them want to do that? And then also, what can non-shaman classes do about spirits? So first, what happens when the same classes clash? Playtesting, that's something that we need to figure out after we get in game and run around a few times and have it happen. One of the ways that we've talked about having that is by actually having a teammate come in and break that stalemate, have them actually circle around and get the kill or wound and kill the opposing player quickly. And then also, or we could give all the classes disengagement abilities, such as a flashbang from Modern Warfare 2, in which you can't see or you're stunned, and give them a way to get away from people. How do you force people or players to go put themselves into enemy territory, put themselves at a disadvantage? One of the game modes that we've been discussing is Capture the Idol, almost kind of like in Halo 3, where you play oddball, in which one of the players will actually take the idol and probably more than likely go into their enemy territory, which forces the other team to enter that enemy territory and get that idol back before they can lose the game. That also would move the light curtain, so it would actually enlarge the enemy territory for the people who don't have the idol at that time. Another way would be altering the light-dark curtain. It would be having the entire map neutral to begin with, and then as the points accrued from either Capture the Idol or a standard deathmatch, the lights would come in from the side and merge in the middle, and then kind of battle it out to an endpoint. What can non-shaman classes do about spirits? Well, right now there's not a whole lot that they can do. They can run away screaming or lay down and take it. Right now we're discussing about what we can do. As right now, spirits are their main purpose is for marking, to find campers, or to alert other people on your team to where your enemies are. So right now they don't have a killing ability, so it's not something that is extremely detrimental to living players. One of the aspects we've been discussing is wounding, damaging or hitting a person from the front or the sides. Expands your kill zone, which we showed you earlier. And that's something that doesn't heal over time. We wanted to make sure that if you were wounded in a battle, you don't get to just go hide behind a bush for a little while and then come back normally. Another way would be bleeding. Instead of leaving footprints or a scent trail, drops of blood would be put on the ground. That would, essentially go away after 5-10 seconds, and it would leave or allow someone to follow behind you and find you. And then there would also be a slowdown in which it would, if you got wounded, you wouldn't be able to move, turn, jump at the same speed that you would if you were fully healthy after you just spawned. Hallucinating is one of the other aspects that we've been discussing in the game. It's a result of a second tier trap from our trapper. There's 3 tiers. I'll go over those again. The first tier is a type of tripping or a slowdown. The hallucinating would be an actual full body. You can't see real well. Your hearing is impaired, you're not able to move as quickly. And then the third tier would be an actual lethal trap, and then that's all time-based and how long you actually set up for the traps. Going into our artwork, this is the progress that we had a couple weeks ago on the Moon Tribe Trapper. And then this is where we are right now with the Moon Tribe Trapper. You can see he's been almost completely flushed out on his anatomy, and he's starting to have aspects of his costume come into play. As you can see here, he's a trapper, so he needs pouches to put in, stuff to create his traps. He has leather on his legs there and around his waist. We're also working on having a giant snake skeleton wrapped around him as part of his ornamental aspects as well. This is the anatomy progress on the Moon Tribe Shaman that we've been working on as well. And then the next slide will show you. So kind of a closer up, as you can see, he's supposed to look a little older. He's supposed to look like he's been around for a little while. He's got some some not so perfect body style as the younger trapper, but he can still do damage. These are the original models that we had for the Moon Tribe tree huts or tree houses that we had. As you can see, there's very straight lines. They look like they're almost made with metal piping. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to create this that they were actually made out of wood, out of dead trees. So as you can see here, we've done some modeling on these structures for our teams, and they also allow the designers to sink them into the ground and raise them up to change the elevation of these tribes or these tree huts. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and jump into game, and we're going to show you guys what we have. This to begin with, we're going to have the shader effect that we've been working on, and Andrew here's pulling it up. And as you can see here, Sunny. This is Sunny in the Moon Tribe area, and he has the darkness on him, and he's looking out. And then as you can see in the distance, that would be his normal or native territory, so he's able to see there a lot easier. And as his shader is now coming across him, you can see he's actually able to see a lot easier. And as you can see on the ground there, the shader's moving off into the background, and the Moon Tribe's area is getting smaller and smaller. Andrew is going to now switch over, and he's going to go into the Moon Tribe with share, and he's going to show you guys what that the shader effect. It's going to look like the wall of light is going to be almost blinding. It's going to be white, and it's going to get rid of anything that you see in the distance for share. And then when she's in her native or the dark area, it's going to be just as you saw with Sunny, where she can see everything correctly. So let's jump in here, and as you can see, this is actually her native area right now. This is the Moon Tribe area, and then you can see in the distance the shader effect, or her non-native light area, is the Sun Tribe. And so as the shader starts to come towards her, she starts to get blinded herself. It's harder to see her character. But then if she enters back in her native territory, which would be dark for Sunny, it's easier for her to see, and it's actually normal. So as this shader comes to her, it looks kind of like a mist, but that's the effect. That's the beginning of the effect of the light that we're going for each of these tribes.